Namaskar. My subject, Kalinga and Kharavela. Friends, I understand that you know about Emperor Ashoka Maurya, who won the battle against Kalinga. On seeing the irreparable drastic damage and carnage in war, he repented his actions and accepted Buddhism in 3rd century BCE. But what happened to Kalinga after that terrific war with Magadha? We have very little knowledge. Today, we will see how Kalinga gained his lost reputation and became a powerful empire. Why Kharvel's inscription is very important? Because the entire history of development of a Kalinga after the war with Ashoka Maurya is well depicted in this inscription by Kharvel himself. It also states the names of contemporary kings like Satkarni, Yavana king Dimit, and Brihaspati Mitra. Moreover, the existence of Tirthankara in Kalinga is recognized since 4th century BCE. The 17th line inscription is in Prakrit, engraved in old Brahmi script on the front of Hathi Gufa in this Udayagiri hill. It is carved at a very high rock so that no one can damage it or manipulate it. With this initial information, let us talk about the legacy of Kalinga. Here in this first slide, you can see a Rani Gufa given cave number 1. Now I start my presentation with a Naukar mantra written in Brahmi script. Namo Aryantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayaryanam, Namo Vajranam, Namo Luesoba Sahunam. Eso Pancha Namukaro Sabo Pop Nasano Manglanancha Savesing Padamam Havai Mangalam. This is the Naukar mantra, recognized very auspicious in Jaina literature and all Jaina people. It is in a Brahmi script I have written. Now, first, the sequence of the lecture is introduction of caves, geographical and historical background of Kalinga and Udayagiri Khandagiri caves. Then the main caves on the hills, and then Kharvel's inscription, and after that, auspicious symbols on both the hills, and then when Kharavela's inscription was deciphered. That is very important. And in the last, the importance of the site. Okay. Now the introduction of the caves. Indian art history is well preserved in its cultural trends, religious system, and a thought of spirituality expressed through objects preserved in stupas, cave temples, and inner shrines. In ancient times, Jaina sadhus were often living in caves during Varsavasa and in viharas. Here, Tirthankara images and auspicious symbols were carved on the walls for their worshipping. Generally, they were the resting place for ascetics. Later on, natural caves were decorated and were cut as per their requirement. In India, 2 states, Odisha and Madhya Pradesh, have hills with the same name Udayagiri, having many caves within. So, while talking about the hill in Madhya Pradesh, it is referred as a Udayagiri hill, while Odisha's hills, this is always mentioned with Udayagiri and Khandagiri hills or Udayagiri and Khandagiri caves. The name Udayagiri in Odisha comes from the rising sun in the eastern side of the hill, and the name Khandagiri was given as a part of a hill which separated the main hill. The twin hills of Udayagiri and Khandagiri is named as Kumari Hill in the inscription of Kharavela. Let's go ahead. So this is the geographical and historical background and caves at Udayagiri and Khandagiri. So first background of Kalinga. In a Ramayana, Kalinga is mentioned as Odra kingdom, where its people were called Udra. As referred in Mahabharata, Sahadeva conquered Dantapura city, which is now as a Puri. Jaina scriptures, Uttara Adhyan Sutra, talks about 4 Pratyeka Buddhas, where one was a king Karkandu of a Kalinga, who later on renounced the world and became a rishi. The slok is like this way: Karkandu Kalingesu, Panchalesu Yadunmaho, Namirayo Videhesu, Gandharesu Nigaye. Means Karkandu from Kalinga, Yadumanha from Panchala, Namiraya from Videha, and a Nagagati from Gandhara. All they were Pratyeka Buddhas. Now, what is the Pratyek Buddhas? It means enlightened living beings. The same status is mentioned about Karkandu in a Kumbhakara Jataka of a Buddhism. Okay. Rajarsi Karkandu was a devotee of a Parshvanatha and was a Jain emperor of must be Kalinga somewhere in 900 to 800 BC. The ancient kingdom Kalinga is now known as a Odisha. Its earlier capital was once Sisupalagada, which is 9 kilometers from the southeast of a Khandagiri cave. So here it was mentioned. Now, these hills are situated at longitude 85.47 degree east and latitude 20.16 degree north, and 6 kilometers away to the west of Bhubaneswar, capital of Odisha. The word Buha or Bufa is derived from the root Buhya, means concealed. That is, something is hidden from outside you. The reference of caves are available in many Jaina scriptures like Kalpasutra, Shatrunjay Mahatma, Trishakti Shalaka Purush Charitra, Harivansh Purana, and many others. At Udayagiri, 18 caves are in good condition, and at Khandagiri, 14 caves are in good condition. The twin hill was called as Kumari Parvata in inscriptions. Let's go ahead. So this is the Rani Gufa. This is the view from a distance. Now, this is a double-storied cave, and this is the view from the right side. I have taken the right side view. So from here, you can see upper and lower, both stories. Here you can see 7 pillars support the this veranda on upper story, and where 7 cells are erected for the use of monks to meditate. Here, and during this cool and calm atmosphere, they can meditate here. Here, guards image, you can see here, guards image here, here. So these images of Dwarpalas are on extreme right corner. I will show you. So this is the Dwarpalas on extreme right. Okay, on the up, and one person is sitting on a lion. So this is the good one. After, this is a view from right side of the Rani Gufa. The entrance of the cells are embellished with the side pilaster. Here you can see in the picture, like a bull, big lions, deer, etc. And the arches or toranas, here you can see they are with a Srivatsa and or Nandi Pada at the center here. Puranas are like that. This is on upper side of a door lintel. Here, a life incidence of a royal person is carved. We will see in detail. Here you can see one horse is there and two persons are there. So this is a large view. A royal figure with two attendants and two men are kneeling down. Here you can see two men are kneeling down and one person is sitting here and two are standing. And here you can see a horse. So this might be from the life of a king of Kharavela, showing his victory over a Magadha. This incident is mentioned in the inscriptions also, that the Magadha king bowed down to him. This we will see in the inscription. Now this is the Rani Gufa. Here you can see a building, double-story building structure on the side of the door lintel. So this might be the Rani's palace. Here you can see two-story building, like a palace, and two women are, you can see from the window here. This is a Rani Gufa cave, life incidents of some great personality, might be Kharavela's life, depicted here. Now this is the Ganesh Gufa on Udayagiri hill. Here two elephants in front of the cave, each holding a branch of a mango tree, which you can see here in the picture. The elephants flanking the approach of the cell. Here you can see flanking the approach of the cell. So this is the Ganesha Gufa with a Ganesha and a Jaina images inside. Here you can see inside the two images you can see. Here two doors are there, opening in each cell with a common veranda. Cell is one with opening doors, opening the veranda. We can see the image of a Tirthankara. This is the image of a Tirthankara in a Ganesh Gufa. Now we will see the Kharavela's inscriptions in detail. Okay. So this is the cave number 14, known as the Hathi Gufa, where the famous inscriptions of 17 line is engraved on high hill. Here you can see high hill. Here is the inscription. It is protected now. The rock-cut caves were excavated by Kharavela as a dwelling place for the ascetics. Here, so many caves are there, were excavated by Kharavela. Okay. Now we will see the natural caves inside the Hathi Gufa, where some ancient impressions are found. So here is a natural cave. This is Hathi Gufa cave, inscription of a Kharavela, and inside is a natural cave. Here you can see the one platform is there, and in this wall there are impressions of ancient paintings like a Bhimbetka and so. I'll show you. This is ancient painting and impression at Hathi Gufa. Here you can see just like one deer and one parrot and one leg. This is impression. At this here. You can see it here. So King Kharavela of Chedi dynasty, after that, he excavated these caves as per the requirement in 200 BCE. Now we will see the impression of inscription on plaster of Paris. So this is the earliest impression of a Kharavela inscription. This is the very first inscription. Plaster of Paris per chapel. This photograph is taken in September 2008. Actual photograph, and this is the impression in Brahmi, and this is the actual photograph. Here you can see swastika over Srivatsa. Srivatsa and swastika are there. This is the enlarge of that impression, plaster of Paris impression. So you can see swastika here and Srivatsa here. And this is in Brahmi script, Namo. This is Na, Amo, Arihantanam. Namo, Sauva, Siddhanam. Jaina mantra is there. Here are 3 jewels in the last one. Here I have enlarged it. And in last, Dharma Dhaja is depicted by Kharavela. So these are the symbols on the impression. Here I have enlarged all the symbols. This is the Dharma Dhaja, actually impression, and this is impression, and this is actual photograph. Now we will see the Kharavela's life history. Kharavela's birth year 197 BCE, lifespan 38 years. His death occurred in 159 BCE. The date of Kalinga war was 261 BCE. The date of inscription 160 BCE. So Kharavela born after 64 years of Kalinga war in Chedi or Chaitri Vansha, Chaitri dynasty, in the family of a Kshamaraj and a Vriddha Raja. He had 2 queens. One of the queens' name was a Drishti, and she was the daughter of a king Vijay Raja from a Sihapatha. And the date of Ashoka Maurya is given as a between 273 to 236 BCE. Now, first we will see the Kharavela's inscription in detail. Short history. The inscription commences with a Namo Aryantanam, Namo Sobvasitanam. It was engraved after Emperor Kharavela won the battle against Magadha in 2nd BCE. Symbols Srivatsa, Swastik, 3 jewels are on first 2 lines, and in last Dharma Dhaja is carved. Total lines are 17. Kharavela was the 3rd king of Cheti Vansha, also called a Mahamegavahan dynasty. Reference of this Mahamegavahana Vansha is available in Paumacharyam, Harivansha Purana, and Raja Tarangini. So this is the Prakrit Mula Patha. We'll see in English. The inscription commences with a Namo Aryantanam, Namo Sobvasitanam. Okay, here Sobva is added to Siddhanam, 2nd pada. Kalinga Adipati Sri Kharavela from Chedi dynasty. Okay, he has written this. He has engraved this inscription on a elephant, on a Hathi Gufa. Up to 15 years, he acquired a great proficiency in games, education, and practical knowledge. He became prince when he turned to 15. He succeeded to throne at the age of 24 and ruled for 14 years. Now we will see every year what he has done. After coronation, in the first year of his rule, he repaired the Bhavanas, forts, lakes, etc. damaged in the Kalinga war and cyclone, and he spent 35 lakhs. In the 2nd year of his rule, he led his army troops with horses, elephants, and rathas to the west without caring for a Satavahana king Shatakarni, and reached to river Krishna and threatened the people of city Ashoka. Here he exhibited his strength and mightiness. Seeing all this, the subject of a Kalinga, the people of Kalinga become very happy and become confident in their life. In a third year, he himself became a master in science of music. That is called as Gandharva Vidya, dance and in instrument. After that, he increased this interest of Kalinga people in art, music, and he organized many festivals. This way, Kalinga people overcome from the damage caused by natural calamity and after effect of war. In the fourth year, he captured the capital of Vidyadharas and subdued the Rashtrikas and Bhojakas in the north part of Deccan. In fifth year, he opened and enlarged the Tensulia waterway, the canal constructed by Nanda king in the past. In the sixth year of his rule, he performed Rajasuya Yagna and released the taxes. In seventh year, he married Drishti, the daughter of Vajrakula, and got a prince. In the eighth year, he stormed Gorathgiri, the Barbara hill. The purpose was just to harass Yavana king, who had placed his army outside the Rajgiri fort. By this step, Yavana king ran away to Mathura, leaving his army behind. In ninth year of his rule, he donated golden kalpavriksha, horses, elephants, rathas, houses to Brahmanas. He constructed Mahavijay Prasada, expanding 38,000. In 10th year, he proceeded to Uttarapatha. Here we are getting first time the name Bharatavarsha. In 10th year, he proceeded to Uttarapatha, Bharatavarsha, and he arrested the people. In the 11th year, he destroyed the Pithuda city that is near the Musulipattam region. In the 12th year, he created fear in Magadha people by sending his army with elephant on the bank of Ganga. Due to this, the king of Brihaspati Mitra surrendered. Then he brought back the Kalinga Jaina image carried away by Nanda king in 400 BCE. He brought with some other valuable booties also. Kharavela also mentions that he received a giant ships from a Pandya king for transporting elephants on the occasion of establishing the Kalinga Jaina image. In the 13th year of his rule, when he completed his Vrata, Jaina Vrata, he excavated caves for Jaina ascetics. He erected a costly Prabhara, means costly palace, near Arhyanta Nishidya and other Bhavanas on Kumari Hill. This structure was constructed with hundreds of stones collected from distant quarries, and pillars were made studded with costly gems. He mentioned that he conveyed Agama Vachana and rearranged a part of a Anga Saptika scripture destroyed during a Maurya period. One plinth of a shrine with a Fasana architecture found on the top of a Udayagiri hill. Still it is there. In the last 17th line, here it is mentioned in a Prakruta. He wrote about himself that a special uppermost quality holder, honoring all sects and traditions, admiring the faith of every devas and shrines, whose chariots and army couldn't be stopped by anyone, whose soldiers and armed forces are protected by army jeeps, whose military and defense wheels are always active, and one who born in a Rajarshi Kula is a great winner, King Sri Kharavela. Means Mahavijay Raja Sri Kharavela. This is his inscription. Here inscription is over. Now we will see some auspicious symbols and images on both the hills found on these caves. So here is a Vidyadhara. You can see Vidyadhara. They are flying. Here is a Vidyadhara. I have enlarged this one, and the middle portion I have enlarged here. So here is a Vidyadhara carrying offerings. Here ancient Srivatsa is seen on door lintel. This is the very ancient Srivatsa. This is Srivatsa on door lintel. Swastika is there. Here swastika and elephants are there. A deity on a pillar with offerings. Here also a deity with offerings on brackets. Here a couple is worshipping tree. You can see this is a tree and a couple is worshipping. Now I'll show you some more. This is a Abhisheka Lakshmi or a Gaja Lakshmi on door lintel at a Khandagiri hill. You can see here Srivatsa, older type of Srivatsa, and Lakshmi is here, and these two elephants are performing Abhisheka with here. I have enlarged this one. You can see here better view. This is for better view. Here, this image is very light painted, but a couple is worshipping this Chaitya tree, and he might be king. He is standing with a folded hands, and a lady she is having a lotus flower in her hand, and one servant, or we can say offerings in her hand. These all are door lintels of a Khandagiri hills. Here, a person is standing on a, or we can say is sitting on a ratha. You can see, first see here, this is moon, and all planets are here. The sun is here, and moon, and these all planets are mentioned with a just circle. Now here is a Srivatsa. I'll show it's an enlarged one. So here you can see this one. It's a better view. So this is a king on horse with her two twins. We can say she is a queen because they have headdress, mugata, crown with that. And these are two horses. You can see here this one horse and second horse. Image is very painted, so photography is not that much clear. So first time we are getting 9 planets in a Odisha depiction. So here this one you can see. This is the enlarged portion of a king with horse. Here you can see 4 tusked elephant. 4 daant wala. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here you can see enlarged. Here you can see Srivatsa and lotus in series. And here also 4 tusked elephant. can see. Here are 2 elephants with 4 tusks. This is a roll lintel with a thick garland. Flower garland is a very much auspicious in all tradition, but in Jainism, it is one of the dream of a Tirthankara's mother also, Pulani Mala. This is a Parshvanatha and a Vanajina on the Latendu cave. This cave is a very, these both images are depicted on very high on this Lalatendu cave, on top of the Lalatendu cave, about 40 feet high from ground level. Here there is one inscription. This mentions the renovation of a shrine at Kumari Parvat and establishes 24 Tirthankaras, and the inscription also mentions the repairing of old walls. The Parshvanatha with a very large snake hood of a Dharmendra deity. These are folded hands, means devotees are there. This is called Dvitirthi. 2 Tirthankaras are side by side, and then it is called a Dvitirthi. And their deity is Ambika. You can recognize with mango loans. All Tirthankaras in Padmasana is on the Khandagiri hills with their, I think it is a 10th century depiction of with their lanchanas, symbols. The swastika is a lanchana of a Supasvanatha. Here also, Tirthankaras with a Yakshi. This is a Bharabhuji Keva. And here is a Rishabdeva. We can recognize with a bull. He is a lanchana. His vehicle is a bull. And here, a triple umbrella is there. This is the Navamuni Gufa, all the 10th century depiction with a Yakshis, related Yakshi, and Tirthankara with the related Yakshis. Here, Mallinath and a Parshvanath and one. We can recognize Mallinath with a Kumbha here, and a Parshvanatha with a Chhatra of a Dharmendra, umbrella of a Dharmendra. This also Parshvanatha. A deity with a Tirthankara over her head. Here you can see 4 auspicious symbols. First one is swastik and Srivatsa, Bhadrasana, mirror, and again Srivatsa, and you can see here 4 are. This is a 2nd century BC depiction. Here you can see all are placed on the throne. 3-layer asana, all are placed on it. Means they are so much auspicious. Now I'll show you some artifact from the museum. This is the giant, this is from a Bhubaneswar museum. This giant ship carrying elephant. As we have seen in this inscription, a Pandya king gifted giant ships for carrying elephants. So here you can see elephant. This is the artifact found of a 10th century, showing the giant elephant ship sailing in the sea by company of a skilled ferryman. You can see here skilled ferryman. This is the enlarged view of a above slide. Elephant in the ship. Now, very. Can you hear me? Within few minutes we'll close.
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you.
This is the Manchapuri cave. It's a double story cave. This is very important. Here we are getting two inscriptions, but the important is this: the family. On the first side, this I show you. Here we have seen the Manchapuri cave with a upper and lower story, and in the brackets, these are a king like bracket is a horse shape and a horse rider. This is also a woman horse rider. All brackets are there, and this is the very important symbol. It looks that it is Samavasaran here in a quote. Though it is planted, but it looks like this. It is adored by a couple with our two children. Here we are getting the message of devotion and adoration of this Jaina symbol. But royal family, mostly of the Kharavela family, that we can recognize. Okay, here we are getting two inscriptions. One is of a queen, Kharavela's queen, Agra Mahisi, and second is of son of Kharavela. So this one's Kharavela family are adoring this Jaina symbol. Here you can see flying celestials and everything. The small 2 lines minor inscriptions are here. This by queen Agra Mahisi Karitana, Agra Mahisi. And first, and this one is the Vakraraya of a Mahamega Vahana Vansha. It's a door lintel with a Srivatsa and 3 jewels. This is a Manchapuri caves. Chota Hathi Gufa from Udayagiri caves. And now, in a few minutes, I will explain. This is very important. What happened? This it took nearly about 90 years to decipher this inscription, because at that time Brahmi script was not deciphered by anyone, but the mint officer princeps recognized Brahmi words on old coins written in 2 scripts. One is in Greek and second in Brahmi. So he was knowing Brahmi. So afterwards, with the group of scholars, this famous Kharavela inscriptions was deciphered. So I have captured some photographs of a 10th century images from Bhubaneswar Museum here for you. These all are Rishabhdeva images ranging from 10th to 11th century. Now, I think we have to take question answer, otherwise afterwards we will take.
Yeah, well, thank you. Very interesting. I particularly found interesting that there's a mention of 9 planets as long back as I think the 1st century BC,
Yes,
which is fascinating
yes.
to hear. So there's a lot of questions actually. I will be able to take a few. I won't be able to take all of them though. But maybe I can ask the first question. So these inscriptions really are only source of information on Kharavela's reign, or are there other sources as well?
Generally, we are not getting Kharavela's name anywhere else.
Okay.
We are getting Mahamega Vahan Vansha in Rajtarangani also and Paumacharyam also. But in a last depiction, what I show you now, here, you can read Kalingadi Patino Mahamega Vahana Vakradev Srino Lenam. On top, if you can read Devanagari, means he was the ancestor of Kalingadi. It is what this Lena was made by Kalingadipati Mahamegan Vakradeva. He might be the ancestor or son of Kharavela.
I see. So are there any open questions or challenges that historians face when interpreting the inscriptions related to Kharavela? I mean, since
right.
Sorry,
Any
was there
more
another?
question?
No, what I meant to ask is, are there any open questions or any?
This is the clearly shows it's a Jain inscription. Namo Aryantanam, Namo Subhasiddhanam. Okay.
Yeah.
Not from the symbols, but from these words. And Nanda Raja took away that image of a Kalinga genus from the Kalinga genus Sannivesam. They have used the word Sannivesam. From that temple, Nanda King was taken.
So since you mentioned Namoryan Tanam, I'll ask you this question that Ananya Shinde asked, which is, are the prayers written during his reign, are they still preached? Yeah.
No, means this is the two padas. Namo Aryantanam, Namo Subhasiddhanam. Here the word Sobha is mentioned in the second pada. Means we are getting here only two padas. Otherwise, Naukar mantra has 9 padas.
Right.
But in general, 5 are important. And the other 4 are just the telling that this is the consequences of a phala. If you chant this Naukar mantra, 5 mantras, this is the phala. What we are getting.
Right. So question from Jyoti Kerkar, it says, what is Srivatsa and what is its significance when depicted with a swastik? I think that's the question.
See, till today, we are getting swastika is the, what we say, Jiva is moving in a 4 shapes. Swarga, Narak and the animal kingdom and Manusya Gati. But with the help of 3 jewels, we reach to the Moksha Sthan. So this depiction we are still doing with rice in a Svetambar tradition, or I think everywhere. This is very important. There's Samyak Gyan Darshan Charitarani Moksha Marga, the same type of depiction everywhere. So Srivatsa basically is the symbol of a great personality. Means it is carved on Sri Rama, Vishnu, and then Tirthankaras. On a Buddha's images, it is generally carved on his palm, as his chest is covered with upper cloth. Otherwise, but the means carving is everywhere on a we have seen Srivatsa with great personalities. Mahapurusha Lakshana. One of the Lakshana of a Mahapurusha.
So there's a question from Idris asking, the term Bharatvarsha Kharavela denotes North and East India or the entire Indian subcontinent?
It is not mentioned properly. He has mentioned with Uttaravaha. Means we cannot say it is for entire Bharatvarsha, means entire Varsha.
Yeah. And again, I'm sort of shuttling between questions here from people. Ananya Shinde asks another question, which I mean, she's asked a lot, so I'm just going to read out a couple of them. Was King Kharavela the last king to reign?
We can't say Hemu was Jain, Akbar's contemporary. There are many. Actually, it's a Jaina is a way of life. We can't say that you can't differentiate. Previously, up to last couple of centuries, Jaina people were calling themselves Hindus. We can't say Jaina.
Yeah.
So many.
Actually, yeah, no, I think it's interesting. So this question sort of comes from Adil, which I think is an appropriate one here, which is, were the wars between the, was it that it was a war between the Jains and the Buddhists at the time?
No, not at all. Not at all. This was not the war between Buddha and Jaina. Actually, Ashoka wanted to overpower this Kalinga.
Okay. And so my question was a little bit related to that, which is, so Ashoka is said to have embraced Buddhism after Kalinga,
Yes,
right?
yes. It
While
is true.
Kharavela was a Jain king.
After
So,
nearly 90 years, he won again this battle. After
right. So,
64 years of war, he won.
right. So, I mean, how did religion, do we know? I'm just asking this. Do we know how religion in Kalinga changed from Ashoka, who followed Buddhism, to Kharavela, who was Jain? Do we have any sense?
I don't think religion has nothing to do here.
Mhm.
King was Jain.
Yeah.
And a king was Jain, it doesn't mean he will do everything for Jainas today also. He has to look after for his subject. He has given a Kalpavruksha to Brahmanas, all. He has said. And in a last, he has mentioned that, just a minute, okay. He admiring all the faiths, every devas, but honoring all sects that he has mentioned for himself.
Mm. And did Kharvel's Jain beliefs in any way influence his governance or his military actions or his domestic policies? I mean, did his religion lead to any specific things that we can point
Yes,
out to?
no, see, what we are getting from his inscription, that he has just put his army there. So out of fear, he surrendered. Name he has written Brahaspati Mitra, surrendered, seeing is the mightiness without war. That he has mentioned here. Without war, he has not mentioned the word, but sending his army with elephant on the bank of Ganga. Like that we has mentioned.
And how many caves were there in Udayagiri and Khandagiri?
And Khandagiri 18. And
Okay.
here that is a 14 also, 33 also mentioned it is. These are in good condition. Otherwise, so many caves. I have visited twice, one in 2008 and second last year.
I see. Wow. That's so again, question from Jyoti Kekar was, I think you mentioned Yakshi. Who are they and how are they connected to Jainism?
See, every Tirthankara has one Yaksha and one Yakshi. I think Yaksha Yakshi is adopted in a 5th or 6th century. Okay, we are getting from Mathura also. Ambika is there, Chakreswari is there, Saraswati is there.
Yeah.
So Yakshi, 24 Yakshas, 24 Yakshas and 24 Yakshis are there with 24 Tirthankaras. मतलब as example, Parshvanath has a Dharnendra Yaksha and a Padmavati Yakshi. So Padmavati is common in a Vedic also and in a Buddhist also. So Yakshis, they are, see, all are Indian religions. So they have very much common in all.
That's right. Yeah. And there's another observation by Ananya which said that she noticed that there could have been one inscription on which she saw a woman riding a horse. Is that true? Were women given the same rights as men, do you think?
Yes. I think Kharavela's Patarani was the first, she was the taking care of Kharavela. What we call the word that.
Okay.
Women.
And
Angarakshak, what we call.
Okay. They were women?
Wow. What we heard,
Okay.
sir.
That's interesting. And do we know which all wars took place and which of them did King Kharavela become victorious? That's another one of our questions.
No, sorry, I didn't get you.
No, is there a mention of which wars they took place? Was there a recording of that? And which ones did King Kharavela become victorious?
We have from this Kharavela's inscription. Last he has given the date in a Maurya period. From that, during this period, up to 15 years of this life, I have done this. At the age of 24, he became as a ruler. He became a king, and his lifespan was 38 years. This way we are getting. This
Okay.
way
And
we are getting.
what is the main reason for his ending of the reign at 38? I mean, he passed away in battle, or was it something else? Do we know?
That is we are not getting.
Okay.
That we are not getting. But means up to 13 years we are getting record in this 13 years of this and that. So that's why I have given original records here, so that one who wants to know, say, like this way, before 2 days I have taken. I think yesterday I have taken this one. Though this is the last one. This is last one. 70th line. They have given in line.
And who commissioned this work?
You are talking about this one?
Yeah, about the inscriptions on his rule and his life.
It took 90 years. Because time was late now, so I didn't give.
Yeah.
Actually, Sterling first noticed after in 1825. After that, at that time, Brahmi was not that much popular. No, Brahmi scholars was not there. So then, what happened? Bhagwanlal Indraji saw, and then he said it's a Jaina inscription. And then again, Rajendra Lal and R.D. Banerjee and Jean Vijayji and all scholars worked on that. And then last inscription was finalized by Odisha Bihar Research Society in 1917. The first it was noticed in 1877. So it took.
Go ahead. Sorry, go.
So it took nearly 90 years to decipher this inscription. Now you can ask me. I also all records I left.
No, so what is the condition of these caves today? I mean, how well is it managed?
It's a good condition. I have seen last year. Good condition. Previously, it was occupied by so many persons. Now they have put everything in lock and key, under bars. Everything is in lock.
Okay, but is it visible if you go and visit?
Yeah, it's a good to visit. Good to visit. There are ward contained in a first line is like this, second line is this, third line is this. Everything is mentioned. So we have time is not that much, so I didn't explain that here. I have all photographs.
Lovely. I mean, from the comments, I can tell you, I think people have been really immersed in your talk. So it's been very interesting. I found it tremendously interesting as well. A lot of new things for me to learn.
One thing is that, no, you're not questioned. Here we are getting Namo Aryantanam. And in many scriptures, including Bhagavati Sutra and many scriptures, we are getting Namo Aryantanam. It doesn't mean both are recognized in a Jaina scripture. Na is in Sorseni, and in a Magadha Bhasha, Na is there. Otherwise, all are fine.
Well, it's been a very fascinating talk, Dr. Porwal. Thank you so much for spending your time and telling us about these inscriptions. Very valuable and really a lot of new learnings there for me. People also saying that they find it interesting.
I understand you like this one. Otherwise, in Jainism, 5 salutations are there in Naukar mantra. First 5. Aryanta, Siddha, Acharya, Upadhyaya, and Sadhu. And after that, if you chant this one, Pancha Parmeshchi, then this is very good for Sabha Pavanasana. All path will destroy, like that way it is mentioned in that. So this is the very sacred mantra recognized by all Jaina religions. And here we are getting.
Jen and my kids and my wife know this by heart, so I can attest to that.
Good. Fine. Nice to meet you.
Well, thank you so much for your very fascinating talk and presentation. And everyone else listening in, thank you. It's been great having you. Please join in for the next talk on next Saturday as well. Thanks. And have a good weekend, everyone.
Thank you.